Last second adjustments, and I am here. And kind of sort of looking forward to this. We have the Jets versus the Raiders. Two teams that have had wacko seasons so far, and decidedly mid as a result, but still in the hunt for the playoffs. So there is potential, want to put that in quotes, for this to be a good game. One can only hope. And that's all I've got right now. Hey, we got a viewer here. Thank you for joining me. I know I've got a Cardinals uniform on. I don't care. I'm an ex-Zony. I'm going to support the teams I grew up with, or at least had experience of seeing. And Carrie Underwood has been done waiting all day for Sunday night. So we're back in Vegas. We've got the fake homages to all the monuments in the world. And what passes for hotel rooms these days. They really blew up a lot of them over there. It was terribly stunning to see a lot of classic places go by the wayside and turn into dust. But that's the American West for you. Phoenix is like that too. Maybe not as much, because there's at least slightly more history there. But let's see. Let's bring up ESPN and see what's going on elsewhere in the news of sports. Check my email too. Took a while for my laptop to boot up. Thank goodness the technical difficulties didn't last too long, but still I cut it close. Oh yeah, speaking of being an ex-Zony, not only did my Cardinals win, but my Sun Devils won too. Good God. That was certainly a surprise. The Sun Devils winning. They've just had a horrible year. In the meantime, the Blazers are back to their losing ways. And they got to play the Lakers later tonight. But a lot of close games today in NFL land. And for once, no horrible season-ending injuries when it comes to football. We're almost ready to begin. Ate my lunch. I got my drink ready. Can't help but think that these two teams were stalwarts of the AFL, and we're getting reminders of the Heidi game they played in 1968. And they've got the actual Heidi. And it's been 45, no, wait, 55 years since that happened. Vincent was older than I am, but not by much. So, we're just waiting for Melissa Stark to go over some mini notes about every team. Antonio Pierce has got that honeymoon moment last week. Let's see if he can continue it. Yeah, they screwed up with the Bisaccia denial of him being a head coach, even though he was very good at it. Let's see what happens with the Pierce path. So the Vegas Raiders trying to get people who used to be with Oakland and LA involved in the torch lighting. Let's see if it's actually going to be returned. Nope. Quite a few West Coast guys on a Western team. And Aiden O'Connell is starting. And he is under center with Jacobs in the backfield. Looks like a two tight end situation. O'Connell is dropping back to pass, and it was tipped at the line, trying to get it to Adams. So, second down. Yeah, he beat the Giants last week. This ain't the Giants. Gets it to Adams, and he got about 7. So they're trying to get him involved in the offense extremely early and often. And Allegiant Stadium, like the Cardinals Stadium, has that grass field they truck in. They got it to Adams again, but Sauce Gardner tackled him short of the first down. And the crowd is roaring as if they're going to go for it. And this is never a good idea as far as I'm concerned. Oh no, they're going to punt it. Cole's actually going to punt, and Gibson is going to return it. Maybe that was the Jets celebrating the fact that they were punting. The Jets fans, that is. There are quite a few of them over there. Cole gets the punt away. Gibson has a fair catch, and it's about the 22.5. And quite a few people, majority east of the Mississippi, appropriate for a New York team. A couple of Midwesterners, though. And Wilson is under center. He hands it off to Hall. Wise move. He gets about halfway to the first down marker. Excuse me for a second. Ugh. Had to turn off the heater. Hands it to Hall again, but only gets a yard. Mr. Hackett. Temporarily doing well with his new team as an OC, but the Broncos have already equaled the win total he had last year, and it's not even halfway done with the season yet. Wilson gets it to another Wilson. Zach to Garrett, but there's a flag. See what the laundry's for. Offside defense. Excuse me. What's odd about the way they have their uniforms is that they don't differentiate between the two. No G Wilson, no Z Wilson. It's just all are Wilsons. And Zach goes to Garrett, and he's really motoring, avoiding tackles, gets to the 25.5. So Wilson boys at it again. And there's Aaron Rodgers doing his head coach impersonation, clapping for his mentee. I can only get excited about these two teams. Oh, look out. Oh. Crosby, that was a weird one. Crosby looked like he was going to sack Wilson, and then Zach did the shovel pass to no one in particular. And one of Jade's headbands is on the field, so there's going to be a deep discussion about this. Yeah, intentional grounding. Seahawks did that at the end of the half. Thankfully, it didn't hurt them because they won the game on a last-second field goal like the Cardinals and the Browns and the Lions. A lot of game-winning field goals at the last second today. So now it's 2nd and 20 because it was a loss of down. It's back to the 36. Wilson now in shotgun. Fakes the pass, does the handoff instead to Dalvin Cook. His name hasn't really been called much since Breece Hall is the main man there. So they're done introducing the Raiders defense. It's 3rd and 13. Wilson back in shotgun. Back to pass. Passes it off, and it's dropped. That was Gibson. The punt returner can't get his mitts on the pass. Another look at Rodgers. He may get as much camera time as Salah. And Greg Zuerlein's going to attempt the kick. Going to be a 47-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it is good. And as it was noted, it's the first time they've gotten the first score in a game this year. Shows how bad a start they've gotten off to. Time for a little drink. So let's see. My Suns are playing, but they're currently behind the Thunder. I got to see what happened about that Sun Devils win. Only their 3rd in 9 games. Meanwhile, the Wildcats pulled out yet another last-second field goal, this time against Colorado. That early season promise of the Buffaloes and prime time has evaporated rather quickly. Still got a lot of work to do, but they'll be a mainstay opponent for us in U of A. Now that all 3 of us, along with Utah, are moving to the Big 12, which really should not be called the Big 12 anymore. They really got to think about, why is my battery running down? Okay. This is not a good time to discover the battery's dying, even though it should be plugged in. Trying to bring up CBS Sports as well. Okay. Once I get a chance to take a break, I'm going to double check what's going on with my plug. There was actually a return, but it only got to where they would have spotted had it been a touchback. Number 3 for the Raiders on the return. Sorry about that distraction. Okay. So O'Connell's back under center. Whoop, there was a jump. And Jacobs got the ball. Surprisingly, no flag. Jets fortunate there not to be called for offside or neutral zone infraction. And we're officially under 10 minutes. O'Connell fakes the handoff to Jacobs, lifts it to Adams, who catches it, and he's on the run, and he gets out of bounds, forced out of bounds at the 30. So, yes, O'Connell has made sure Adams is the man. He tripped over his own lineman, managed to avoid the sack, and that was lofted Adams, who really had to stretch to get it, but he got it. So the Raiders have their own big receiving gain. And now he's got Jacobs on the screen. And a late flag as Jacobs was tackled short of the first. Let's see what we got here. Pass interference on the offense. When they try and block early on the screen, that's not a good thing. And there was a hold. Wasn't hard to tell if that was actual pass interference. Oh, yeah. Just slightly before the pass is caught. Should be more like offensive holding. Because it's 10 yards either way. O'Connell's now in the shotgun, and it's another screen, this time to Abdullah on the right side of the line. No flags this time. So everyone behaved themselves on the blocking side. Second and 16 now, under 8 minutes to go. O'Connell's in shotgun again. Jacobs to his right. Split wide receivers. O'Connell back to pass. He goes to Adams again, who gets past the original line of scrimmage. Did a nice stiff arm on Michael Carter. And that was a one-handed. So it wasn't so much a stiff arm as his arm was being held by Carter. So it was a hold, then a stiff arm. O'Connell in shotgun once more. Renfro's in motion. Now it's the pass is away to the tight end 87. So it is now field goal time. And Mr. Carlson is going to kick it. Be about a 41-yarder. And it's up and good with 6:15 left. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to get down on my knees again and figure out what the latest technical difficulty is with my power supply on the laptop. Again, I give you chair number 2. Ugh. Ugh. Mm. Ugh. Can you tell it's amateur night? Ugh. All right, let's see what happened. Okay, I don't know. It just seems something was loose. I was down to 20. I'd have to break out my reading glasses, but uh, uh, battery was at 29%. Ugh. And I don't know what it is with my power strip that whenever I plug in the plug for my laptop, either the TV or the dual use DVD VCR unit goes out. Now I gotta turn it back on again. Ugh. And stretch out the cramp I gave myself. Ugh. Thankfully, it's a commercial break. As my Kindle Fire TV warms up. It's taking a while. Probably didn't appreciate the hard reset I accidentally gave it. I got there just in time, although it's a touchback again. Pierce Plate did a coaching job at ASU. And I don't know why the volume decided to go down as well. So there was a 2-yard gain on the run for first down. And Hall runs on second down as well. Gets 3. Looks like may have been 4-yard gain because it's 3rd and 4. Wilson is now in shotgun. He's audibling. Now gets the snap. Throws it to Gibson. And he's got the first down. And he points to the obvious fact that he got a first down. 39 for the Raiders on the tackle. Wilson now under center. And he hands it off. No, he fakes it. Back to pass, and he gets his G. Wilson involved again. Gain of only 5, though. Under 4 minutes in the quarter now. As I hydrate. Again, Wilson is under the center. Quick throw again to Wilson, who is forced out of bounds, but not before getting a first down. Diablo on the tackle. Another Hackett sighting. Some people are just meant to be offensive or defensive coordinators and not to be coaches, and he's one of those. Hand off to Hall in the meantime. Gets to about the 29. Second and 8. Wilson under center again. Fakes the handoff. This time he pitches it to Wilson, and he's got nice blocking in front of him. So he gets a run to his credit, although a late flag comes in. And the ref's having a convo. And still having a convo. Holding on the offense, CJ Uzomah. And they made it quite obvious on the replay that he got a handful and a fistful of jersey. 2:11 left. I gotta start differentiating the Wilsons. And there's still quite a bit of discussion about something, which we're not privy to. Apparently, they forced one of the Raiders' defenders to leave. Potential concussion, perhaps. Wilson's now on the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws it to G. Wilson, who dropped it. Though it looked like he was about to get sandwiched by 2 Raiders secondary people. It's now 3rd and 18. Let's see. Don't know what could have caused them to drop it. They're at the 40 still. 3rd and 18. Z. Wilson in shotgun. And again, another quick pass. Conklin with the catch, but way short. So Zerline's going to get another chance to kick a field goal. When he was younger, he could really belt them from long range. Let's see what it's going to be this time. It's going to be 53. The kick is away, and it's good. So still doing all right, at least for tonight. 6-3, the Jets. Battle of the field goals. But at least it's close. Sunset's already passed. Thanks to the end of DST. He can really stand to make the days, the morning start a half hour later to even things up to make sure we actually have high noon. Because it's actually closer to 12:40 when we have high noon. Oh, well, what the hell? So. Oh, yeah. Victor Wembanyama. Spurs are leading the Heat. And my former main man, James Harden, is not doing well with his new team. Looks like David Carr suffered a concussion, though. Okay. Quick check of one of my many email accounts. God, all that fountain water in a desert. And we got another touchback. No surprise there. 10 rookie starters in the NFL. So O'Connell will try to get back to work. He's under center now with Jacobs in the backfield. Oh, he lost the handle, but got it back just barely. Lost what appears to be 2. 1 minute left. Well, they're saying 2nd and 11. It's more like 2nd and 11 and a half. Oh, we got an interception. Whitehead gets a interception, his first one since the 3 interception affair against the Bills. It was intended for Adams, but he jumped the route. And then for some reason decided to try and run into Adams instead of going forward. Rookie mistake. Probably telegraphed the pass. And now we have a timeout. Oh, they're going to challenge it. Another rookie mistake, this time by the coach. Okay, so now this time we're ready to go. And the handoff is to Hall, who gets half a yard. And it looks like the clock's going to wind down to end. Oh, I got a thumbs up. How nice. You're still that welcome to fabulous Las Vegas sign. Okay, we got a commercial timeout. Let's see. What can I talk about? Keep an eye on the Suns game. Suns are only down by 1 now, and it's 4 minutes left in the first half. And now it's tied. Put the game cast on. Check out other games in the NBA. The Suns now have the lead. So I'll be keeping an eye on that while the NFL game goes on. The other thing I forgot to mention is ex-Cardinal Josh Dobbs still making magic with Minnesota. Okay, 2nd and 9. Wilson's under center and hands it off to Hall again. This time he's going to get more leg room and he hurdles over everybody. And unfortunately, we got a Raider down. Ugh. He looks out cold. And we got a flag in the meantime. Hmm. Ever since DeMar Hamlin went down, you kind of hope what happened to him doesn't happen again. That looked a bit unnerving. Makes me want to think about holding off on doing the rest of the game. But Amik Robertson is back up and conscious. Ooh, took a knee to the head. So that's good news. And on with the show. So I guess whatever penalty happened was on the Jets because it's 2nd and 14. Z Wilson gets it to G Wilson. So I guess all that effort by Hall was for nothing. All it got him was a knee to the head of a opponent. The 217's doing a heck of a job on both sides. It's now 3rd and 7 at the 23. Wilson in shotgun, now being pressured, running to his right, and now deciding he's going to run. He may get all the way, and he does. Dove for the pylon, and he was not touched. First touchdown of the night. So, what happened to Prescott on that 2-pointer? It appears to have happened to Z Wilson. So, no touchdown. They do have first and goal. So, the Raiders can potentially do a goal line stand. We have another Aaron Rodgers sighting. So, I formation. Uzama's in motion. And a handoff to Hall. And he's the one that's going to get the touchdown. Oh, wait. Now there's another flag. Maybe not. Holding on the offense. And Uzama wasn't in motion. 89 was. That was Hockert. I formation again. 2 wideouts to the left. And Hall is this time going to be stopped, although he tries to squeak his way through a hole and gets about 1.5 yards in the process. So it's second and goal. Getting toward the 13-minute mark. Wilson under center, and this time he's going to pitch it to Hall, who had trouble holding on to it, and just gets to the line of scrimmage. So that step out of bounds is going to haunt the Jets because they can't get anything going. Or if they do, it's being called back due to a penalty or a mistake. That was Max Crosby with the tackle, among others. So it'll be third and goal. Wilson's now in shotgun. Trips to the right, or receiver to the left, or the other way around, excuse me. And now we got another flag. Oh, timeout. Probably to avoid a delay of game. Okay. Ball's at the 12. Z Wilson in shotgun. Back to pass. Gets it to. Tries to get it to Carter, but he dropped it. And he would have been short of the goal line anyways. So back to the field goal. It's the horse they're riding on. Oh, it was tipped by the elbow of Butler, the defensive lineman for the Raiders. Snap is away, the hold, the kick, and it is good. Piece of Pisces. Under 12 to go in the half. So, let's see. Back to the Suns game. It's at halftime, and the Suns are up by 5. And as we check the full box score, we can see that Bradley Beal is finally in the starting lineup for good, but no Devin Booker. I hate for them to turn into the Western version of the Nets where they can't get their big three out all at the same time. In the meantime, Miami's come back to take the lead over the Spurs. Okay, kick is off. Will it be returned? Nope. So O'Connell back under center and hands it off to Jacobs, who is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Did not get a chance to get his feet moving at all. Michael Clemens, the first to get him, and then it was a gang tackle. O'Connell now is back in shotgun as it's 2nd and 11. But he still hands it off to Jacobs. And able to gain yards this time. Not much, though. Under 11 minutes in the half now. So 3rd and 9. O'Connell in shotgun again. This time Abdullah is to his left. Adams in motion. O'Connell now back to pass, and he's under threat, but he gets it off and overshot Adams by a country mile. So they're going to punt again. Cole gets the punt off. And right at the side judge, around the 19. And so we wait. And yawn. A field goal game is not my idea of fun. Now I gotta get up. Ugh. Fix the tripping hazard. Draw one of the blinds. I should draw the other blinds in the bedroom. Okay, we're back. And it's a handoff to Cook. May have gotten the first down. You have a Dalvin Cook sighting. It's Melissa Stark's birthday. Happy birthday, lady. In the meantime, Z Wilson is under center. Gets the snap, and he gets it to Cook again. Gets 9 yards. I'm getting itchy. 2nd and 1. Cooks again in the backfield. Z Wilson now audibling. Hands it off to Cook anyway. And Crosby prevents him from getting to the line of scrimmage. Z Wilson now in a shotgun. Snap is off. Again, we have a run to Hall. Again, they didn't get to the line of scrimmage. We're under 8 minutes. Still not sure if this is considered a flex game. Probably not until after week 11. Well, we've got another punt. And we got a fair catch, but it winds up going into the end zone. One of these days, I ought to head off to Vegas. If I have a ton of money to waste. And again, we got a commercial break. And hello, if you're visiting me. Oh, we got a twofer. I'm wondering if you're like me, wondering, will anything ever happen to this game? There was a lot that happened in the other games earlier today. Now, the Seahawks Commanders was like this, a field goal game to start off with. Maybe there'll be hope for TDs in the second half. Good God, I hope so. As we wait for the commercials to end. And let's see, have my Suns gotten back into the action yet? Yes, they have. It's now in the third quarter, and they're up by a point over the Thunder. Let's see. Beal and Durant are in double figures, so they're getting theirs. And we have yet another reminder that the Paris Olympics are going to be broadcast by NBC. Good old Paris. Wonder if I'll be able to watch anything related to that outside of NBC, at least the main NBC channel. Oh, Las Vegas has a tower. I didn't know that. Did you know that? So let's see what the Raiders can do, if anything. We're back to the action. Pitch out to Jacobs, who gets about 3.5. It's interesting, when there's a touchback on the punt, it only goes to the 20. but the kickoff, it's the 25. And now second down. Again, a handoff to Jacobs, who spins out of a tackle and almost gets the first down. 6:30 to go. If you want to chat me up, feel free. And Mosley is the one from the Jets that keeps him from getting past the first down marker. Okay. O'Connell's in. Another handoff to Jacobs. Up the middle yet again. And he gets a first down. So they got to the 31. Ooh, more people in. As my dad would have said, take off your jacket and stay a while. And we got a quick snap and still another handoff to Jacobs up the middle yet once more. And he gets to the 35. So it's the 4 yards and a cloud of dust offense that the Raiders are doing. And again, we're going no huddle. O'Connell's under center. Pitch out to Jacobs once more with feeling. And again, he almost gets the first down. This time he actually went to the right. And they're yapping about Jacobs not doing well at the beginning of the year and into the middle of the year. But he looks like they're trying to really get him involved in the offense again. And O'Connell quickly gets a snap and does a QB sneak. And again, no huddle. O'Connell gets the snap right away again. Catch to Myers, who avoids another tackle, avoids several tackles, and he slips. And his body language is saying, man, I wish I hadn't done that. So he gets away from Reed to get the first down, gets past 22, and evades number 30, but slipped. So O'Connell's in shotgun now. Gets a snap, back to pass. Looking for somebody, and he gets Adams, and he gets a first down, and he signals the obvious. And now O'Connell's looks like they're going to do another no huddle again. Again, he's in shotgun. Again, it's a quick snap. And, now he's gotten sacked. Number 94, Thomas. And under 3 minutes now. So the Raiders have to stop and catch their collective breath. So that was a loss of 8. It's back to the 34 of the Jets. O'Connell getting the snap again from shotgun. Again, he's having trouble finding somebody. Now he threw it to Abdullah's direction, but it was too high and out of bounds. So now 3rd and 18. Okay, again, they decide to do the huddle thing. O'Connell takes a snap out of shotgun. Again, he's having trouble finding somebody, and again, he gets sacked. 91, Franklin Myers. 2 sacks in this final 3 plays, and they go out of field goal range, ostensibly. We won't know for sure because it's a 2-minute warning. So, hello to the new person who's arrived. And yes, we have a commercial timeout. And yes, you're seeing me with Arizona wear. I grew up in Phoenix, and I have every right to be proud of wearing this jersey because Kyler Murray came back and led the Cardinals to a last-second field goal. I have every reason to be proud of my D-backs because they made it to the World Series when they had no rights to be going there, and yet managed to beat off a bunch of teams with better records. Now my Suns, if only they could get off the schneid and get to 500 ball. They're up by 4 now against the Thunder. Doing it without Devin Booker. Durant's making up for the load yet again. He's the only one of the big 3 that's been healthy all year. So if you want to chat about anything in particular, go right ahead. I missed a guy once, but he was a Laker fan, so I'm not too sad about missing him. Let's give ourselves a little drink. And still we wait for the action to progress. I don't know what Daniel Carson's field goal record is as a Raider. It would be a challenge of him to make a field goal at the distance he's at now. It's 4th and 29. So let's see what we got here. Because the Raiders need to score something fierce. But they're going to punt again. So it's at the 45.5. Cole's going to punt it off. And it's going to be fair caught by Gibson at the 13, it looks like. Or maybe the 14. And so we wait a little bit as we have yet another commercial. Officially 152 left in the game, in the half. Zach's calling out the play, and Z Wilson is in shotgun. They have 2 timeouts left. Let's see what they go and try and do. They do a draw to Hall, who almost gets held back at the line behind the line of scrimmage, but he managed to avoid the tackle of Diablo and smartly gets out of bounds. Maybe got 8, 7, 9, 7. Let's see. Wilson's in shotgun again. They're at the 21. And there goes the snap. And looked like a tip ball. He tried to get it to G. Wilson. And 95 Jenkins got his mitts on it. 3rd and 3. Shotgun formation yet again. Z. Wilson gets the snap. Waiting to get someone, but he can't. And now he's going to run for the first down and then some. And again, wisely gets out of bounds with 1:33 left. So the Jets have their run game going, whether they want to run or not. It was only a 4-man rush. Defensive backs were doing their job, keeping the receivers from getting open. And it's officially at the 41. So shotgun back to pass. Gets it off quickly. Gets it to 83 Conklin, the tight end, one of many. And trying to do the no huddle. And back to pass again. Uh-oh. He's in trouble again, but gets to the original line of scrimmage at least. 1:08 left. So, 3rd and 3. It's at the 48, a little past that. Wilson back to pass out of the shotgun. Again, struggling to find someone. He tried to get to number 10, Alan Lazard. First time we called his name tonight. And that's again 4th down. And again, nothing to show for their early success. We're going to have another punt, this time by number 5 of the Jets. Morstead. Oh, are they going to get it? Nope, they can't keep it out of the end zone. The Chiefs veteran. So the Raiders have 2 timeouts left. We'll see if they decide to try and drive it down the field. And we have a handoff to Jacobs. He gets to the 26. Doesn't look like they're going to do anything. Oh, wait, maybe? Well, they're doing the no huddle thing. And O'Connell back to pass. He gets it to Adams, who gets out of bounds. So that was weird. They act like they're not going, that they're just going to run the clock out, and then all of a sudden they do the no huddle and get it off to Adams, get a first down. 32 seconds left. Neither quarterback distinguishing themselves too well. O'Connell is back in shotgun, back to pass. Beats the rush, gets it to Jacobs, who gets up about 7 or 8, gets out of bounds again. 26 seconds left. Yeah, corner blitz. And Jacobs got to the 43, it looks like, of the Raiders. So it's at the 47.5. O'Connell back in shotgun, back to pass, throws it off quickly again. Gets it to 87, the tight end. But we got a flag. Roughing the passer. Huff the guilty party. Ooh, got him low. Underneath the knees. I wonder if that was tacked on to the catch and run. 21 seconds left. Let's see. Come on, show me where the ball's at. The 37 of the Raiders. And O'Connell back to pass. And he was under pressure despite only 4 linemen rushing. Pass attempted to Adams fell incomplete. Coach Pierce is shaking his head, and I'm hearing some booing, it as if Adams was held by Sauce Gardner. At any rate, it's 2nd and 10. O'Connell again in shotgun. Amir Abdullah in motion. And O'Connell fakes the throw. And that initially was looking like it had been chipped, but no, it hit the ground and it's incomplete. "13 seconds left, 3rd and 10. So this time they decide to run to Jacobs, who slips. And so they'll be forced to kick a field goal. And they take their timeout with 2 seconds left. When Jacobs cut back, it looked like he had some room on the left-hand side, but slipped again. And Carlson hasn't done well from 50-plus this year. The last year, let's see, 2021, he was super awesome. But he had little chance last year to get game winners. So it's going to be a 54-yarder. And we wait for the snap. There it is. The hold's down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. 9-6. Definitely a defensive battle. For the moment, anyway. So, good for him. And yeah, the Jets are shooting themselves in both feet and both legs with penalties. So we are at halftime. And I'm going to see what the heck's going on with the Suns. They are up by 6. It's the end of the third quarter. And we got a couple more players in double figures, like Drew Eubanks. Oh, really? Jordan Goodwin from St. Louis University also has double figures, along with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Okay. Yeah, Oklahoma City's recovered nicely from their years in the wilderness. And Miami made their comeback complete and beat the Spurs. So Wembanyama and his fellow teammates still trying to make something of themselves this season. And whomever's in here with me, thank you. If you want to chat about something, go ahead while we wait for the commercials to end. And I had to try to think of something interesting to say. Times like these, you hate the one-way conversation. Let's see if CBS Sports has something newsworthy. Oh, I have an email. It's from somebody I no longer do business with, but I can't seem to unsubscribe from. So much for that. Let's see. I don't know what it is. Oh, now we finally have pictures on CBS Sports, at least slightly more. They seem to be slow in loading. Hello, we have another visitor. And just like that, we no longer have that other visitor. It's the halftime show on NBC in the meantime. Oh, yes, and the Cardinals are the first highlight. Kyler Murray. Ooh. Yes, 23-yarder to win the game. Yes! Break the 6-game losing streak. That's it. Screw the Tank Bowl. And this was another game with a last-second field goal. The Seahawks and the Commanders, almost said Redskins. Some habits are hard to break. And we had the Lions and Chargers earlier today. Another last-second field goal game, which I saw. Oh, yeah, the Browns and the Ravens. Dustin Hopkins doing the deed for the Browns. Oh, yeah, the Texans and Bengals did it too. So that was 5. And this time, Matt Amendola. Five games with a game-winning field goal, and apparently that set a record. Let's see. There were no scorigamis, but the site on that is pretty good about listing all the scores at once instead of putting them at the very top where you have to scroll over to find them. There were only really 2 blowouts all day. I don't know if the Buccaneers had to finish off the Titans late. They won by 14. They had the only other double-digit win. So, but yeah, it feels good to see the Cardinals pulling it off. Two wins at home, one more than they had all last year. And the only 2 wins they've had this year. Let's check out the schedule. The schedule. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the Niners were one of the blowout winners today. They're back to being impressive. So Buffalo and Denver are the Monday night game. Buffalo and Denver is the Monday night game. Sorry about that. Okay. Yes, I want the full schedule. Oh, yeah, Gannon gets his second win of his career. They play the Texans next in Houston. That will not be an easy game. get home against the Rams. Thanksgiving weekend at the Steelers. And they finally get their bye in week 14. About damn time. Home against the Niners, on the road at the Bears. On the road against the Eagles, at home against the Hawks. So only 7 games left. They still have to face all their division opponents. I'd love to think that they could make a deep run and win their next 7. They got James Conner back on the running game too, so that obviously had to have helped. In the meantime, my Suns are now tied up with the Thunder. Any of these games going to be Monday night? Seahawks will be to be determined. No, nothing Sunday night either. Unless it's a flex. Wishful thinking. When it comes to Raiders fans, I recognize how outlandish the costumes have been in the past, and those same people are actually showing up in Sin City. And you wonder if they've actually moved there or just deciding to take a road trip. Vegas isn't too far from either the Bay Area or LA. That's something I gotta take a look at on the maps. And the Jets have gotten almost half their points off of field goals, so for the moment it's par for the course. So well, I looked up Vegas before. Carlson's going to kick it off for the Raiders. And yeah, it's a touchback. Ho hum. I'm trying to figure out the mileage from Oakland to Las Vegas. And my Microsoft Maps tool is being very slow. Z Wilson throws to G Wilson, but the pass is too low and it's incomplete. Probably would have been better off doing a Given how blasé the team is, forgive me if I get distracted and look up other things. Hall got the handoff, got about maybe 2 or 3. And Antonio Gibbs trying to get the crowd involved. Z Wilson's in shotgun now. It is 3rd and 8. And he gets it to Gibson. Manages to get the first down and get up to the 39. Up. Another flag. See what the laundry's all about. Chop block. I don't know about that one. I beg to differ, Mr. Collinsworth. Well, 3rd and 21 now for the Jets. Wilson gets a completion of Conklin. And another flag flies in. And Conklin was able to get to the 30. Up holding on the offense. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's on the Jets. And stuff's going on between Coach Gibson and the ref. Gorilla suit with a bunch of silver bells. That's one of the Raiders fans. So Z Wilson gets it off to another tight end, Malik Taylor. So as the crow flies, the distance from Oakland to Vegas is 560 miles. Not too shabby. If you're driving, that's 8.5 hours. The gas cost is an interesting calculation. In the meantime, we've got a punt. Carter fielded it around the 25 and got to the 32. Oh, wait a minute. So it's actually as the crow flies 409 miles. If you're going by car, it's 560. Because you've got all those mountains to deal with, and you have to take a circuitous southerly route to get to the city of sin. I think there'd be a straighter line, but I'd have to double check my personal atlas. That gas cost is interesting. Wonder why there's such a difference. I see. Depends on fuel efficiency. If you got a gas guzzler, that is not going to be a cheap ride. If you do have a gas guzzler, you might be better off taking a plane trip. So let's see what the comparison is from Los Angeles to Vegas is. As they show some high school football doings. Raiders are now on offense again. And they hand it off to Jacobs, and he is immediately taken down. Quentin Williams had a hand on him just as he got the handoff. One-handed tackle. Pretty impressive. And now they do an end around to Trey Tucker, who gets the yardage back that was lost, and then some. It's still third down, and there's 12 minutes left in the quarter. And as the crow flies, the distance from LA to LV is 228.5 miles. By car, it's 270. That's only a half a day trip. So if you're a diehard Raiders fan from Cali, it's relatively easy to get to Vegas. Oh, and O'Connell is going to get the first down after running Didn't slide terribly well, but it may be moot. There's a flag. Holding on the Raiders. So for once, they get a penalty as opposed to the Jets. It's back to third down and very distant. Yes, that was an obvious holding. How did I get a booking.com page? And now we've got a timeout just before the snap is taken. To avoid a delay of game. We're under 11 minutes. And it was taken by the Raiders. So I'm looking at the Jets' performance against quarterbacks who are pretty high wattage QBs, and they've been pretty good. Exactly 11 minutes now. O'Connell's back to pass. Tries the screen, the tight end screen, but he wasn't terribly open and he was under pressure, so he just dumps it into the ground at the tight end's feet. That was 87. So we got another punt. Cole sends it booming. Gibson is going to field it at the 11, and he is immediately brought down. Nice leg tackle. That was Amir Abdullah, offensive man, going on special teams, helping his team. So, yeah, if you're a Raiders fan, you're somewhat lucky that they didn't go too far. I'm curious where the starting point is on this map in LA. How close it is to the Coliseum. I'll see, you're helpful. So it's just slightly east of downtown. Between Civic Center and Little Tokyo, just northeast of the historic core. Okay. Consider yourself educated, viewers. Oh dear. Thunder are back up on top by a significant margin. In the meantime, Z Wilson is scrambling to try and throw a pass, but it's incomplete to G Wilson. So the Jets trying to extend their lead. So far, not off to a good start. Brees Hall gets the handoff, and the Raiders defense stuffs it. Third and 11 at the 14. Z Wilson back to pass, but we got Laundry. The cha-cha on 66 of the Jets. Titman. So third and 16 now. Back and back we go. Z Wilson in his own end zone now, scrambling to get out of there. And stumbling, bumbling, manages to get to the 20 and a little further, but still doesn't get the first down. As Salah barks at the official, specifically the line judge. We'll send back to punt. And yes, I'm yawning again. It's been that kind of a game. Morstead sends it off. DeAndre Carter catches it at the 23, tries to return it. Oh, he's getting some room and tackled out of bounds by number 44, but not before getting across midfield. So that's going to give Raider fans something to talk about. See if they can get a TD out of it and take advantage. Whoever's joining the stream, you caught me mid-yawn. Yes, we're at a commercial break. Something exciting actually happened. A punt return of significance. And of course, they go to commercial right afterwards. Ugh. Bye-bye. Ugh. Oh, what a time to be yawning. Back to the Suns game. Ugh. Looks like the great superstar experiment is not working out for my Phoenix Suns. Niners and Seahawks are going to be duking it out on Thanksgiving Day on NBC. In the meantime, we've got Zoe Saldana on a T-Mobile ad in a very puffy white jacket. But it's wintertime or getting close to it. Rather see her in something a little flimsier. Oh, well, what the hell? Come on, somebody do something more exciting. So let's see where Carter was forced out the 45 of the Jets. So let's see what O'Connell can do. And he's audibling now. And he hands it off to Jacobs. And he gets about a half a yard, if anything. Okay, Renfro's in motion on second down. O'Connell's now back to pass. Gets it to Jakobi Meyers, who gets about 8. Let's see. But they're still short. Under 8 minutes left in the third. Officially, it's 3rd and 2. Good job of Myers diving for the extra yardage. Let's see. Almost halfway through the quarter. And it's a toss to Jacobs, who gets the first down. His teammate almost prevented him from doing so while trying to block. And now O'Connell's going no huddle, although the refs stalling it a little to allow for a defensive substitution. And O'Connell's back to pass, and he is brought down. Johnson with the sack, number 11 for the Jets. See, trying to remember if that was a blitz of some sort or just the 4-man rush. Either way, it's 2nd and 18. And it's a side pass to Jacobs, who it was something of a running back screen with a bunch of wide receivers blocking, and they got a lot out of it. 6 minutes to go now. It's now 3rd and 6, so they got about 12 out of that. It is at the 30. O'Connell shotgun. Renfro in motion. And he throws it to Renfro. And he gets there. It's going to be close. Everybody's saying on the Raiders they made it. Everybody on the Jets is saying they didn't. And Where his hit fell looks like was where they made the spot. So they're going to go for it. Let's see. And they hand it off to Jacobs, and he makes it. They pushed him back, but they mark forward progress, does the side judge. And now they're trying to do the no huddle thing again, but again, interference by the refs to allow for a defensive sub. A pitch out goes to Jacobs, and again, it is a loss, is a yard loser. Nobody can do anything once they even start sniffing the 20-yard line. I don't even know if anyone's gotten past the 20. Oh, wait, yeah, the Jets did once. A toss to Jacobs. They'll try it again. They get back to the original line of scrimmage. So there's only been one trip to the red zone that I can remember done by the Jets. And penalties and sacks sent that back quite a bit. Nice block that Myers laid on a defensive lineman. Okay, 3rd and 9. On the 22. O'Connell's in shotgun. Abdullah's the one in the backfield. O'Connell back to pass and tried to get Adams. Was way over his head. Adams is claiming he was held, and he's really adamant about it towards the referee's direction. And you can hear booing from the fans who are Raiders fans. So Carlson's going to try a 40-yard field goal. Might as well call it Field Goal Nation. And it's good. In the meantime, Thursday night is going to be this week the Bengals and the Ravens. Both of whom had soul-crushing losses. So, the Cardinals game against the Texans next week is going to be a morning affair. Gotta wake up early for that. In the vain hope it will be on TV. See. Do they have the standings updated yet? Somewhat. So the Cardinals are a game and a half back from the Rams. They want to get out of the cellar. The Rams have lost 3 in a row. You'll excuse me for a minute. Ugh! And we're back. And the Jets have it at the 13. Did they try to actually return it? If they did a lousy job of it. Either that or they returned it and there was a penalty. Figures they'd try and do something interesting while I'm gone. Hi. So... oh, yeah, we gotta put the headphones back on. So we have a tie game. Oh, Wilson gets dumped, and he lost the ball, it looks like. But fortunately for him, one of his linemen picked it up. Kuntz had the sack and the strip, or the knockout. And Becton was the save the Jets bacon. So 3rd and 10. Wilson back to pass again. He guns it. And complete. Taylor 86 was the target, but he overthrew him by a couple of yards. And the count for the Jets without a touchdown is 33 straight drives. So the Jets are going to have to punt on their own end zone. Morstead is getting his workout tonight, earning his keep, and he gets it off. Carter catches it at the 36, and he gets some room but can't get to midfield. Stopped at the 47. And the third quarter is almost over. I'm getting hungry. Is that Terrell Suggs? The State Farm crowd. And the Thunder beat the Suns, as it turns out, by double digits. Okay. like that. Let's check out the box score for the Devils and the Bruins. It was played in UCLA. Don't see the attendance figures. Oh, there we go. 56,000. And the official Rose Bowl capacity is just under 90,000 now. Interesting. As I look at the standings, UCLA is bowl eligible. And apparently, there was a misprint when it came to showing the Sun Devils record. They're actually 3-7 now, not 3-6. So yeah, they're not going bowling anytime soon. Washington is still undefeated, though Oregon is not far behind. The Wildcats are tied with Oregon State for third. And the overhyped Trojans are back in fifth. So, Raiders are trying to do something. O'Connell gets it off, but it's incomplete. 87 Mayer couldn't hold on to it. This better not go into overtime. Handoff is to Jacobs. Oh, he's going. He's going. He's still going. And, oh, he fumbled. Oh, and it goes out of bounds. Oh, that got my heart rate pumping. Broke a few tackles, then got hit at the 10, lost the ball, and it popped out of bounds at the 5 of the Jets. And now it's a no huddle, and Jacobs is going to get it again, but he hangs on. Well, they officially had him down at the 12, maybe before the fumble happened. But interesting. Weird. At least my Sun Devils are out of the cellar, where Colorado is currently ensconced with Washington State. I don't understand why they moved the ball back, because the ball clearly went out of Jacobs' hands before he hit the ground. So I know no one on this Sun Devil team. That's how badly I'm out of it when it comes to following them. Oh, they're down 5 offensive linemen. So, fourth quarter is beginning. It's 2nd and 5 from the Jets' 8. O'Connell is under center. Myers is in motion. O'Connell's trying to direct traffic. Hands it off to Jacobs, who got a yard. I think this may be the first time they're in the red zone. Okay, O'Connell's now in shotgun. Trips to the left. And he fakes the handoff to Jacobs, who was in motion. And O'Connell is trying to get free. Did he get it? Mayer for the touchdown. Although, well, so far no flags, unlike when the Jets scored theirs and had it taken away by a flag. He lofted it up. Nice catch. The extra point is up and good. Finally. Tirico said he could feel a touchdown, and he was right. And that was Whitehead. He got it over. And Meyer got both feet down, had control of the ball. That was Meyer's first career touchdown. He's a rookie out of Notre Dame. Notre Dame, as the French would say. He's got some blood on his elbow. He ought to get that checked out. So Carlson's going to kick it off. And it's touchback. So, Z Wilson's got to get something going. I know, understatement of the millennium. Ugh. Get a drink. Fireman Ed. He's looking kind of grim. fakes the handoff to Hall, and then gets the screen to him. Oh, and he's got room. And he gets in the Raiders' territory, runs out of bounds. That looked like it was going to be hit for a big loss, but Hall managed to get and squeak past the defenders. But it was a fat guy who was trying to run into him, and not exactly someone who can adjust when a running back cuts back on him. So Z Wilson back to pass again, gets it to G Wilson at the 27. So all of a sudden, the Jets have really woken up, and by extension, so have I. $13 minutes left in the game. First and 10 at the 28. And it's a backwards pass to Wilson, from Z Wilson to G Wilson, who tried to throw it to Lazard, but it was off the mark and out of bounds. Lazard was open. Just was way off target. So let's see if Z Wilson's going to be one to throw it this time. Dalvin Cook is to his right. The snap is done, and Wilson threw it behind Cook. So incomplete. So much for the quick start on that drive. It's easily stalled. And the Raiders fans who are there don't know if they're outnumbering the Jets fans, but they're making themselves hard. Z Wilson's in shotgun. Cook is to his left this time. And Wilson is forced to scramble, and Diablo forced him out of bounds with only 1 yard gained. They're going to go field goal. Zerline's going to attempt this one from 45. And that's down the middle after taking a bit of a wave. Under 12 to go. Lead has been cut to 4, and I have to take a break that requires me to mute the mic. Okay. Yes, show those pretty little cheerleaders. It's the only interesting thing pretty much in this game. And Zerline is kicking it off, and it's going to be a touchback per the norm. O'Connell's under center with Jacobs in the backfield and fakes the handoff. And O'Connell is going to bomb it. And too far to the sideline, and Adams couldn't haul it in. So 2nd and 10. Connell's in the shotgun again. Myers in motion. He hands it off to Jacobs. Oh, and he avoided a tackle and almost got the first down. 9.5 yards gained. Close to getting 100 yards. To be the first time this season. And O'Connell's under center. Renfro's in motion. They pitch it to Jacobs, and looks like the spot will indicate he got a first. But it's very close. But they're giving him the first. First and 10. Myers in motion as O'Connell hands it off to Jacobs once again. And they'll be lucky if they give him the line of scrimmage. So he's back to losing yardage and going under 100 again, like he did with the Giants. And we had a backwards pass to Jacobs. He gets 3. Counts as a run. You can hear the Jets fans yelling defense. O'Connell gets a snap out of the shotgun. He gets it to Austin Hooper. First time they've called his name. But he's just short of the first down. And it's under 9 minutes. had an injured Jets player who slams his helmet in disgust. It's the linebacker C.J. Mosley, and yeah, he's got to go into the blue tent. So for the moment, it looks like they're going to go for it. Okay. Oh, we're going to have the brotherly shove, it looks like. Oh, no, they hand it off to Carter. Ah, clever. Caught the Jets napping on the side. Nice blocking by Jacobs and Myers to spring him loose. So now he got to the 41 of the Jets. O'Connell's under center now, and he's going to hand it off to Amir Wright. Oh, did he lose the football? Oh, boy. Well, they're saying Oakland's ball. So if he did fumble, it was recovered by the Raiders. And we're halfway through the quarter. And pretty close. So 2nd and 5 at the 36. And it's a handoff, and Jacobs back in. And he gets, thanks to his offensive lineman, a bunch of yards. So that should put him over 100, most definitely. Jacobs would not go down, and then the lineman said, okay, we see that. We're going to help you out. And hey, they had a half dozen Raiders behind him trying to get him forward. And Jacobs again. And what, we have another fumble? Oh my goodness. Well, we're under 6 minutes, and suddenly things have indeed gotten exciting. For the Raiders, it was ultimately for the wrong reason. So Jacobs tried to push his way for a little bit extra and paid for it dearly for the moment, it appears. One thing about tonight is that my antenna has behaved nicely. I've struggled with these Sunday night games whenever NBC airs them in it. or the channel not cooperating. I don't know why tonight has been my lucky night. So the fumble stands, and then Wilson is able to get it to Lazard after being under pressure. They had moved the clock back to exactly 6 minutes, so Lazard was bobbling it quite a bit, but he eventually caught it. And now Z Wilson gets it off to Garrett Wilson, who actually moved backwards in getting to the out of bounds. He looks a bit hurt. Now it's the Raiders fans saying defense. Coming up to 5 minutes left. It's at the 44. Wilson back to pass out of the shotgun. He gets it to Breece Hall. And he manages to cut inside after moving to his left and getting the first down. And he's in Raiders territory. Okay. So they're saving the best for last, it appears, on this Sunday night. Clock is running down. Something fierce. 46 and a half of the Raiders. Wilson back to pass. He gets it to Uzomah. Oh, my goodness. He got popped, but kept his feet and gained more yardage. 4 minutes left to go. Zero laid a hit on him, but it looked like he got the worst of it. And now we got a timeout. Oh, medical timeout. Bennett was the guy who tried to pop Uzomah, and so it's 2nd and 4. Clock is running again. It's at the 40 of the Raiders. Wilson back to pass. He's going to. Oh! It was in Wilson's hands, but it got broken up at the last possible nanosecond by Hobbs, number 25. So he targeted the guy who just came in for the Raiders, 39. Oh. Wilson could that's a catchable ball. Hobbs jostled him a little, but he should have caught that. Anyway, Z Wilson gets the pass off. He gets Conklin, a tight end, who stretches out for the first down. And the clock is really running down now. It's now at the 36. Wilson back to pass again. Speeds it to Lazard, but it's incomplete. Went through his hands. Lazard's limping as there was contact with a defensive back. Exactly 3 minutes left now. That was Marcus Peters. Nope. Diablo. Peters was covering him, and then he took the guy in motion. Okay, Wilson in the shotgun again. Z Wilson, that is. And Raiders are blitzing, and Wilson is running, and he gets it to Conklin again. Short of the first, though. They need a touchdown. A field goal will not win it or tie it. Ball's at the 28 now. Showing blitz again. And he got to Wilson, who bobbled it but held on to it. And he's at the 22. Oh, boy. Looks like we're going to get the 2-minute warning. Oh. Hobbs hit him right as he was trying to catch the ball. But Wilson kept his concentration and wits about him. So we're at a commercial break. Still haven't seen how the Sun Devils managed to make mincemeat out of Ukla. Marvin Lewis of the Cincinnati Bengals is apparently a consultant for the new head coach of the Devils football team. And that's right, Chip Kelly's coaching the Bruins again. Devils have apparently been hit by the injury bug. Excuse me. Okay, Wilson's back to pass. They're going to try a screen with Hall, but nice tackle by number 37, Hall. And the clock continues to run. At the 20, so officially they're at the red zone. Maybe just a little short. And the clock is running. Z Wilson back to pass. Oh no, it's picked. Spillane decided he was going to do the the jury thing and render a decision of guilty of a bad pass. So the turnover the Jets got, they could not take advantage of and give one up themselves. He of the dark visor. Spillane sticking his tongue out. So, let's see if Jacobs can pad his stats. He does. He gets to 5 yards. I'm kind of surprised the Jets didn't load up on the line to prevent him from getting far. Boy, Spillane's going nuts on the sideline. And hand off to Jacobs again, who only gets about a half a yard. Continues to do the tongue sticking out. Okay, the Jets only have one timeout left. And O'Connell fakes the run. Ugh. That was almost picked off, but 11 went into Johnson, went into ball tipping mode as opposed to interception mode. So 1 minute to go. The Raiders are going to punt it. And the Jets are lining up as if they're going to try and block it. And now, got to delay a game, deliberate. I guess there's no option in these instances anymore to decline it. You used to be able to do that because they want more room to be able to try and down it inside the 10 or maybe even the 5. Gibson is back there again. And Cole gets it off. Ooh, it goes into the end zone. He was trying to angle it to the left, but it didn't go out of bounds. He was hoping for running into the kicker penalty, but nope. So 53 seconds left. It's going to be at the 20. Wilson gets another shot. Okay. Raiders defense has to make another stand. Z. Wilson calling out the play, something of an audible perhaps. Back to pass. And he throws it in the ground. Only 4 seconds taken off the clock. And the Raiders fans are doing their darndest to try and scream out defense. Z. Wilson gets the snap, back to pass quite a bit. And he drops it off to Conklin. And he gets to the 29. And they're not using their timeout. Time's wasting. And they finally get the snap off. And he throws it. Oh, he's caught by Conklin at the 43. And they finally take the timeout after maybe 10 seconds ago. Damn. They're going to get 1 second extra. Sala. I don't know why the Jets didn't think about players, that is, think about calling timeout. Wilson back to pass. He's already in trouble. And he's going to gun it. Incomplete. Oh, boy. Boy, Salo was hot about that timeout issue. But you got to have your players cognizant about that issue and not rely on the head coach to make the timeout. I think Zach Wilson could have done himself a favor and done it, but he was acting like he wanted to continue with another play. And now the Raiders take a timeout. So that Gibson didn't seem happy about the defensive lineup. Or Pierce, excuse me. So the Jets get a break. They get to discuss what they want to do. I got to start remembering Pierce's name. Okay, this is the ball game. And, oh boy. Oh, Wilson managed to get away, and he's going to heave it. Oh, they almost got it. They had people in the vicinity. I gotta see that again. Well, Z Wilson had to do a wonder of a job escaping the defensive lineman. So LV gets position in the playoff race because the Chargers lost earlier today in a heartbreaking fashion. And they've got the far away camera angle. That was Aaron Rodgers, like what Wilson was trying to do. And the Raiders didn't have anybody in front of Conklin or G. Wilson. But they did enough contact as the ball was coming in to prevent the touchdown. Yep, they saved the best for last. It would have been nice to have better play in the beginning and the middle, not just the end. So I'm going to call it a night. Bye-bye. Bye, Bonds.